Can the Las Vegas Aces bounce back and win the championship after they've started rough, so to speak? The season started out pretty good for the Aces, actually. Like, I believe they won their first 3 or 4 games, and then they just kind of plummeted from there. It just got bad. They were losing games they should have won, and a lot of that has to do with their lack of defense, right? Coming into the season, they were one of the best, or touted to be one of the best defensive teams in the league. And for the majority of the season up until September, they were hovering around 10, 11, 12th in defensive rating all year. Now, in the month of December, they bounced up to top 5, which is great. That's why I'm confident in them turning things around, because they were able to shift so quickly and so effortlessly. But still, it's something to be said about their start to the season and how that contributes to the entire season as a whole. Another thing that I noticed, Becky Hammon hasn't been utilizing the bench much, right? I feel like that's something that they're very good at. That's a plus for the Aces. And Becky just hasn't been utilized. I don't know if it's a trust thing. I don't know if it was because they were losing games and they just wanted to turn things around. I'm not 100% sure why. But, Sid Carlson hasn't played much this season, who's a vet and just a solid player. Kia Stokes, who I believe was their starting center, hasn't been playing much, and she's been kind of getting rotated in and out. Kate Martin, who's proven to be a solid shooter and a solid defender, just a solid role player on that team, is averaging like 2 or 3 minutes a game. And I understand she's a rookie, but I believe in the small spurts that she's gotten, she's proven herself. And I think if she got more time on the court, I think she'd be able to prove herself even more. And there's a couple other players that they have that I figured would be getting more playing time and just haven't been. And I hope going into the playoffs that changes, but I think that's a little unlikely, because the playoffs is when you kind of condense the roster even more. Like, people that may have been getting minutes before usually don't in the playoffs, not because they're bad or whatever, but they just might not fit the playoff scheme. Another thing that's been rough that I've been noticing all year, the core four, the big four, besides Asia, haven't been playing well. Like, Chelsea Gray hasn't been playing well. Jackie Young hasn't been playing too well. Kelsey Plum has had spurts where, like, a couple games she'll play very well, she'll score a lot, and then a couple other games she'll fall off. And that's just been a trend throughout the season that I've noticed. And I'm just worried about, and this goes into the bench thing as well, I'm worried about them wearing Asia out.
Help me! Help me! Nigga!
Like, she just broke the record for most rebounds in the season. She just became the first person to ever score 1,000 points in a WNBA season. And she's doing a lot. I believe she was out for 2 games or something like that, but she's been carrying this team to the 4th seed, where they could have been a 1st or 2nd seed. They should have been a 1st or 2nd seed if others were helping her out. And I just feel like they've been kind of watching instead of contributing. You see what I mean? And that goes into the defense. That goes into the scoring. It's just across the board watching. And I think that's something that happens to LeBron James. I think that's something that's happened to Jordan in the past. Like, just people, when you're the best player in the world, you run the risk of people watching you and not helping and thinking, oh, well, LeBron got it, Kareem got it, Asia got it. You see what I'm saying? And I think Kelsey and Chelsea and Jackie Young, I don't think it's purposeful, but I think they're falling into that mold because they've won 2 championships. They're going for the 3-peat. Asia is playing her best bat. Like, it seems like every year she's getting better, which is scary as fuck for the league. And I just hope they get out of that going into the playoffs so they can 3-peat. Because if they're gonna just be, sightseeing and watching, I don't know how far Vegas goes. And then for the long term, Asia might leave. And that's not, I don't think nobody wants that. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure other teams do. I'm sure another team would like to scoop Asia up. But I don't think Vegas wants that. I don't think Becky Hammond wants that. And I don't think her teammates want that. So, help her out. Help her out, brother. But as I said, the reason I'm confident in them turning things around and I still have them as my favorites to win the championship is because in the month of September, I believe they've gone 8-1 throughout the entire month. And I think the only game they lost is a game that Aja was out of, and they only lost that game by like 1 point. I think Sid Colson stole the ball. She missed a layup, and I can't remember who they were playing, but the other team came down, hit a three, and they ended up losing the game, and they only lost by like 1 or 2 points, and it was like the last second play. So they've been 8-1 in the month of September. In the month of September, they've jumped from the worst defensive rating in the league to top 5 defensive rating in the league. So that's beautiful. Asia, again, best player in the world. Can't go wrong with having her. And I think Kelsey Plum has been contributing a little bit more. I would like to see a little bit more from Jackie and Chelsea Gray. I don't know. They've been improving throughout the month. This is a perfect time to be improving and turning things up because the playoffs are about to start. The Aces have a history of winning. And I understand them falling off a bit, right? It's tough to win a championship. It's even tougher to go back to back. They're trying to three-peat, something that not a lot of people do in any league. So I understand being tired. I understand the fatigue. The Olympics was this year as well. They had I think, who all went over? I know Asia went over. I think Kelsey went over. I think their core four went over to the Olympics and played. And that's just tough. That's just tough to maintain continuously. But I think because they started off so, I don't want to say bad, just not as good as we thought they would, I think now during the playoffs they're going to turn it up. All of them, not just Asia, but Kelsey, Chelsea, and Jackie and the rest of the team are going to turn it up and show why they went back to back and show why they deserve a three-peat. I think we're going to see a completely different team than what we've seen during the season. And I think it's going to get scary. And I hope I'm right because they're my favorites. They've been my favorites since last year. You see what I'm saying? So hopefully I'm right and they can turn things around. And then again, to just cover all of this, they have Asia Wilson, the best in the world. I don't think Asia is going to let them lose, if that makes any sense. I think she's been willing them this far, and the team is starting to come alive with her. I think whether they perform or not, she's gonna perform. And even if it's a struggle, even if every game goes to 3 games and 5 games, that's their series go. I think the first round is best of 3, and then the second round and the finals are best of 5. I believe even if each game goes to the last or each series goes to the last game, Asia's gonna make sure she gets it done. And I think that's just being a champion, that's just being a winner, that's just being the best player in the world. And I think she's great enough to make that happen. But yeah, I know I've talked a lot of stuff, but I do believe that the Aces have a chance to three-peat. They're still my favorites. Close second for me, I think the Connecticut Sun could sneak in and make something happen. I would like to see them sneak in and make something happen if Vegas can't win for whatever reason. But yeah, I still got the Aces winning it all this year, even though they've struggled a bit this season. As I said, they've turned it up throughout the month of September, which is a perfect time to turn it up because this is when the playoff starts. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you agree with some of the stuff that I said? Do you think the Aces are going to win it? Do you think the Liberty are going to win it? Do you think the Sun are going to win it or somebody else? Do you think Caitlin Clark and the Fever are going to make it happen? That would be actually fucking insane if her first year she pulled a Magic Johnson and won a championship. That would be fucking insane. I would like to see that too. I think that would be crazy just to see. And Indiana has been playing very well since the All-Star break. So it's not it's crazy because they're so young of a team, but it's not that crazy based on how they've been performing. So that's a possibility too. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe. Let me know what else you would like to hear me talk about, basketball related, music related, stuff that you would like to see me do on stream. I'm back streaming again. Plaxtober coming soon. Head on over to R&P Entertainment if you enjoy nerd stuff and pop culture, because we talk about a bunch of stuff. We do skits. We do a bunch of stuff over there. So head on over there. You won't be disappointed. And most of all, YouTube. I love you guys. Peace out.
It's the 3 on Plex TV.